Good morning, traders. So how do we trade the Dow Jones today? So yesterday was pretty much of a nothing event, and we just put our levels in here. You'll see what I'm referring to, and we have a indecision bar that was formed yesterday. But there's a couple of things about this. It could be a sort of a doji bar at the top of a trend, in other words, a reversal signal, or it could just be a pause before another move up. Now, a couple of things that you need to watch out for is this bar from, when was this, Wednesday. This could be seen as an exhaustion bar, and an exhaustion bar up into this previous swing low here. Okay, so that could be what we have. We did sort of pop above the high of the previous day, but came back and closed pretty flat. So for me, the high and low of this bar are the lines to watch, or the support and resistant areas to watch. Okay, nothing else on the daily except for the oscillator slightly outside the Bollinger here, and it sort of heading to a grouping, but not grouped yet. So now there's still, how do I put it? There's no concrete evidence of it continue up or even continue down. So this could just go sideways for today as well. Let's just check the 4-hour, and there you'll see it's a little bit clearer. We've got a 4-hour consolidation. Trend is still up. Okay, we are above the moving averages. We are hovering on the 9 smooth moving average at the moment, which is the blue line, and we do have a bit of divergence between the two moving averages. In other words, they are pretty far apart. They're not close together like this. Okay, so nothing really else to read into here. What we could do is to pay attention to that level there, or alternatively pay attention to that level. It doesn't matter which way you look at it. That is the trend. And if you actually add another line up here, I take it from there, or I take it from there, it's a channel. Okay, so I'm going to delete the noise for now and to leave that in. And the interesting thing at the moment is that is a fractal and this is a fractal. Okay, this 4-hour bar needs to complete for both of these to be fractals, and price needs to stay sort of in the zone that it is now. Okay, so get down to an hour, and now it really starts becoming clear as to what's happening, and this is looking like a consolidation. It could also be seen as a potential head and shoulders forming. Okay, head and shoulders top would mean a move to the downside, and that would give us a short trade of come and test these previous breakouts here. Okay, so that's pretty much the setup at the moment. So it's either a break below these two fractal levels, or this double bottom, to come and test these previous lows here, or alternatively it is more consolidation today, and people don't actually get into this today being a Friday. Difficult to call. A bit of indecision at the moment, and this is what this range is showing. So let's just get across to the ichimoku. Sorry, let's not use my abbreviations. And we'll start with the hour. So first things first, the oscillator is pretty much not nicely. I'd like to see it below the negative 20 here, but it's not. So it's kind of also not the negative 20 and negative 80. So I want to see it way below the negative 80, like it was over here, which would indicate for me a move to the upside. So at this stage, there's nothing in this. Okay, so I would almost be inclined to just draw this trend in here. We've broken, we've come back, we've tested. So almost for me, this is an indication that we're moving to the downside. And if you look at Kijinsen and Tikinson, we've had a crossover. We are in price. We're not quite through price, so that's not the second part of the signal. And the third part of the signal we're looking for doesn't exist, which would be a crossover of the cloud here. So in other words, the cloud goes from green to red, like here. Okay, so nothing really to read into that. There is potential for a move to the downside, and the move to the downside could just be this bottom. And if that breaks, then obviously the range height is what we're looking for, which would take us into the cloud. Now, that would mean we have a level pretty much along there. So these tails, there's an inside tail there, there's an inside tail there. And if that fails, then we have another one. Well, we have a few. So there's one there, and then we have one there. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking at. Now, I'm going to say this again, and I often say this, don't trust a diagonal line. So rather trust your horizontal lines. So yes, this trend line has broken. You can see it was a pretty strong trend line. But often what happens is it breaks, and then it forms a new trend line. Like that. Okay, or it come down and form another one, or that, or that, or that, or that, or that. So never trust a trend line. The moral of this story right now is this is the previous swing low. Okay, so we could have a pullback all the way down to the 200 moving average, and the trend would still be up. Let's just have a look at the 4 hour. 4 hour, you can see the Kijinsen and Tikinsen are still pointing up. The cloud is pointing up, so this trend is still up. Yes, we're busy with consolidation, but based on what I see here on Kijinsen and Tikinsen, plus the oscillator, a little bit early for big words for me this morning, is pretty much going to indicate to me that this trend is still up. So until we break below this fractal level, my bias is still to the upside. Okay, so this level that we're talking about here is 26,090. Okay, if I look to the left, this was an area that was used as resistance some time ago, quite extensively over 2 days. So, and we did break through it, and now we've broken above it, and we're using it as support. Okay, so for me, this is the level to watch. If we do break below this level, then the short is on, and you can pick it up pretty much. Just going to do that. So that's kind of the zone that I would pick up. You see, it's a previous swing high, so that is the current breakout. So there's a breakout here, and there's a breakout here. This one hasn't been retested. This one is being retested quite extensively. Okay, so yeah. So for me on the 4 hour, the trend is still up. So, if you were long, you'd have your stop up here at the moment, just in case it does break down here, because it's difficult to know which way it's going to go. But this is still an uptrend. Let's have a look at the daily. The daily, you can see, let's get rid of all the noise. We still haven't had a crossover. Okay, oscillator is grouped to the upside. We've got a indecision bar. We're in the cloud. So, there is still merit for some kind of a pullback and come and test this breakout. Okay, this is the daily breakout. Remember, on the 4 hour, it's also there, but on the 4 hour, we've just got another level. So we have this level here, which has also been used as resistance at the moment. Okay, so yeah, difficult one to call. From a daily perspective, I would expect us to pull back somewhat, and ideally I'd like to see us come and pull back to test this breakout, and possibly even come back and test this breakout. Now, it may not happen. We may just end sideways, or basically just sort of meander down today, just a little bit of a red candle or another tail before we consolidate and for another move to the upside. So right now for me, I'm going to be only comfortable with longs because of the direction that we're trading at the moment. We're above the cloud as well on the hour, and I'm going to be watching this consolidation pattern. Okay, so if we do come down to the bottom here and we get a bounce off here, it would be worth a trade long with a very tight stop just underneath here, and obviously looking to take profit on the top of the range. Okay, until we break this range to the top of the bottom, that's kind of the trade. If we do get to the top here and we get a reversal pattern, then it's a short, and we're looking to take profit at the bottom of the range. Okay, so that's kind of my current setup until these two levels break. So the levels you need to watch for are 26087 and 26294. Not quite that. It's 26290. Yeah, 26290. The 22960 to the upside, the long is on, and 26087, the short is on. Okay, so that's my view on the Dow today. Has been a pretty good week on the Dow. Been quite a bit of profits to be banked, and yeah, I think yesterday was really only just this little leg here that we had at the open. You're watching this indecision range bar. We broke above it. There was your trade, and wasn't much on offer, but it was there. Okay, so yeah, so that's kind of what I'm doing today on the Dow. We'll have to wait and see. If we do break below this, then obviously the range height is your target. Okay, so then you're looking for the next swing low down here. Okay, guys, that's it for me today. Hope it helps, and I'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.